friends. Hello. Hi. Hello. So today we are rocking, first of all, the purple look. I got my Colored Green Vivid Pigments palette in the mail and I'm really excited. So I just played with it today and I'm loving the purples. Today I decided I wanted to do something kind of fun and to just kind of talk about, I'm sure this video has been done before. So I will go on YouTube and I will search and I will see who's done this before and I will link them down below because I'm sure this is not an original idea. But today I wanted to talk about makeup packaging that I absolutely hate. It could be because it's just not functional. It could be because I just don't like it. It could be for a plethora of reasons, but I just wanted to go through. I picked some stuff from every single category and we're just gonna jump right in. So the first product is the Neo Elixir Weightless Beauty Oil from Kevin Aquan Beauty. I already talked about this in a different video. It looks like this. It did have a gold cap. They sent this to me in Octoly, but it did have a gold cap, but it broke immediately after me getting it, which I was like, this is supposed to be like 60 bucks. They also, okay, so it's one of the dropper things, but the dropper is like slanted. So you can't really get a lot of product easily, like it's kind of difficult. And the product also inside just freaking sucks. It's just like sticky and I don't like it. And it's marketed as like a primer. But the reason I really don't like it is because of that dropper. And also because normally I love the effect of like, it's like lighter on the top and then darker on the bottom. It has like that three-tone kind of effect to it. And normally I love that. This looks ugly though. It just isn't cute. I don't like this. It's weird because for Kevin Aquan, it's like a very high-end bougier brand, so you'd think it'd be like really gorgeous and pretty, but it just kind of looks like it's separating weird. Like it looks like I've had it for too long and it's now separating into weird chunks. It doesn't really have that contrast. It's not enough contrast. I don't know. I think this just looks really weird. It's also a crappy product, but it just looks really weird on the outside. The dropper sucks and I don't like the way it looks. So this is all such petty reasons. Like I know, but I have to talk about it. Next are these pure eye polishes. I talked about these in a recent haul. I love the eye polish product. I think the product is fantastic. I've noticed though that, because how you get it out is there's like a net in here. This little brown part is a net and you're supposed to push down onto the net and then that is supposed to give you the product. However, the net's holes are far too big, so when you push in with your finger or one of the little applicators they gave you, it gives you like the pattern of the netting onto the finger or pattern. You have to push down super, super far to even get like the tiniest little bit of product. It's just really inconvenient. It's an inconvenient way to do something like this. Tarte has those chrome paint pot things, and I like that a lot better because it's like this, it comes with a little cap and stuff and you twist the cap off, but there's no net. You just stick your finger in and then put it on. I don't think the net was necessarily necessary in this particular situation, and it's also just so annoying to have to like dig to get the product out. The product inside is beautiful and I really, really like these eye polishes, but this packaging just sucks. Like it was the most inconvenient way to have a product like this done. It was just so inconvenient. I actually got this through all of these things. Okay, all of these things have been through Octoly so far, but not all of them are. I think there's like 2 more that I got in Octoly. And I think that's just because I didn't pick this stuff out, so I wouldn't have bought it if I knew these. I mean, I probably still would have bought some of it, but you know what I mean? Okay, so I got this in Octoly. This is the Pure Bare It All Foundation. I'm actually wearing this today, and I have been loving this foundation. I've worn it a few times since I got it, and it's a really, really beautiful finish. It can get a little cakey after a while in like the nose and the eyes, but overall I think it's gorgeous. It's a really pretty full coverage foundation. Here's my tea about this though, is that the packaging is fine, but how you have to get it out is like the most annoying thing on the planet. It's like a little squirty tube. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's so small. It's like a needle. You have to push so much. You have to like literally squeeze this like a tube of toothpaste to get this out. It is literally the size of a needle, this little hole that it comes out of, and it is so annoying to have to put on your face. You have to like dab it with your finger. You have to keep swiping because it only a little bit comes out at the same time. It's just inconveniencing. It's just annoying. Like, having to squeeze all of this out is one of the most annoying things on the planet. A simple pump like those, I don't mind packaging like this where it's in the tube. I actually think it's kind of cool. But a pump on top of this is necessary. You can't just stick a pin needle in there and then expect me to be able to get it out okay. You know what I mean? And it sucks because I love the product, but it's so inconveniencing to use. Like, the way that Too Faced had their Sweet Peach Foundation, or It Cosmetics has their CC cream, I think that looks fantastic. This is not it for me. Like, this just takes way too much time to get out of the packaging. So annoying. This is like the epitome of first world problems. I'm like,
my foundation takes way too long to get out of the packaging.
Okay, next. These are the Urban Decay Vice Liquid Lipsticks. So I have a couple of these. Here's the tea about this. It's so deceiving because you look at the box and you're like, oh, it's a huge lipstick. You know what I mean? Then you open it. This is how much lipstick. The cap is almost bigger than the tube of lipstick you're getting. The cap is like the similar size. I don't understand why they needed to make the cap like this disproportionate. And also there's this clear part at the end where you're not getting any product. So the amount of product you're getting is actually like this big, which is insane. I don't like that they just decided like, oh, we're going to give you less product, but we're going to make the cap really big so it looks the size of a normal lipstick, but it's not because there's less product in here. It stresses me out. It just makes no sense to me. I don't know who at Urban Decay was like, yeah, let's give them half the product that they actually want. Like, it makes no sense. And it sucks too, because this is a good lipstick. I like this lipstick quite a bit. It's a really pretty brown shade. I have the shade 1993. I like it a lot, but it doesn't, what? I just don't understand the whole cap thing. I think that's so stupid. I don't even mind the applicator. Like, the application is fine. It's just the cap. I can't get over how large they made this cap and how disproportionate the lipstick to cap ratio is. Okay, so next, this is another thing I recently got from Octoly. This is the Undone Foundation in shade 1 Porcelain. This is a little bit light for me, unfortunately. I've used it a couple times. I found the coverage to be cool though, because it literally just covered my acne, and that was it. And it's very affordable. It's like $10, I think. I think if you have relatively good skin and you want just like that light coverage, I think this would be cool for you. The thing about this though, it's, first of all, it has the squeezy tube thing again, which is leaking, like we talked about in the Pure Bare It All foundation. It has that little like squeezy tube thing. It's just kind of lame. Like, it looks like a Clinique bottle kind of, but it doesn't have anything on it. It's very chintzy and cheap, and it is an affordable foundation. Like, this is a relatively affordable one, but I know a lot of drugstore foundations that are also like $10, and their packaging is significantly better than this. I feel like this costs them like a cent to make. It just feels really, really cheap and really chintzy. It's very like, you can't even hear anything because it's just plastic. And the tube is not great. The tube is always like leaking. Like, there's always something coming out of the tube. I don't know, man. I just thought, I got this and I was very underwhelmed. In the past, Undone has sent me a few other things and I really liked their packaging. I thought it was really cute and it kind of reminded me of like Forever 21 H&M style makeup, which is cute. This just reminds me of like the 35-cent store. I don't know if that's a thing, but this just seems very, very cheap to me, and I just don't like it. It's just not appeasing to look at, and I hate that it's always leaking. I hate that. Next is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio in a Pool Party. That's what it looks like. First of all, the outside packaging I love. Like, I love the little like 3D effect of the ABH logo. I love the Anastasia, the sleek black. It's like their thing. I love that. What I don't love is how close together these trios are and how small the trios of the pan are. I have to like rotate in and out. I have to like rotate the brush to get any sort of pigment from these without mixing all of them together. And normally I don't mind mixing blushes together because like it can be a really pretty effect. I don't mind if a little bit gets in whatever. But the middle one is a freaking sparkly blush and it has sparkle chunks in it. So I don't want to get sparkle chunks in my matte blushes. What I wish they had done is what Morphe just put out, these trios, these blush trios that look really beautiful. I don't have them, but I've seen them where it's just a little bit bigger. I think if they had just made this a hair bigger, so that way you were able to just like stick a full brush almost in there without touching anything else, I think that would have been a lot better. It's so sad because I love this. I love the blush like shades, and I love the formula of this, but I hate the fact that they're so close together. It makes, when you do stuff like this, you have to be accommodating of brushes. Blush brushes are some of the biggest brushes that you're using on your face, so you need to be accommodating with that. Like, it's just an inconvenience, but it just annoys me. And especially since they have that stupid shimmer in the middle, it's like, well, what are you doing? The next product, which I know is a product that a lot of people don't like, is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is my deep bronzer. I also have the light bronzer. I am so devastated because the butter bronzer is easily one of my favorite bronzers. Like, it's just so good. It's been one of my favorite bronzers for almost 2 years now. I love this bronzer a lot. The stupid clasp breaks. This is like my 4th one. The clasp breaks on like every single freaking bronzer. Every single one, the clasp breaks. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, it's a cool idea where you're supposed to be able to like push the clasp, but it pops open and then you're able to use the bronzer. And it smells so good. And also, I don't understand why they even bothered to put like this mirror down here. There's a brush that comes with it. Just give me the product. I don't need, if you're gonna not put the mirror here, just give up on the mirror. I'm not gonna like use the bronzer and then flip. This is just a me thing. I'm not gonna like do this whole contraption thing. I just want the bronzer and I want it to be sealed. I hate the fact that it breaks, and I am not the only one. So many people I know have their butter bronzers break. It's the weirdest thing. I actually like the packaging too. The bigger packaging of Physicians Formula doesn't really bother me, but the fact that their packaging consistently doesn't work does bother me. I got this in a BoxyCharm. This is the Pretty Vulgar Ink Blacklist Gel Eyeliner. Packaging is so cute. This is adorable. It comes in this little like ink. It's like you stick a feather in and you like, it's like how in the olden days people would write with ink. Like it's like a little ink thing. How many times can I say ink in one sentence? I think it's really cute. Like, I think the packaging is adorable. The concept behind it is so freaking cute. Where this goes wrong for me is when you open it and the product you can't see because it's black, but the product starts like here in the tin. It's so low. I thought it was going to be at the top so I could just grab some from the top and then go ahead, but it's not. It's not at the top. You can't see where you're digging when you put your thing in here. You can't see how much product you're taking because it's like a little black abyss once you get in here. You can't see how much product you're taking. You can't see the product itself. You can't see anything once you stick your brush in here, and that's a little problematic for me. I just think it would have been so much easier to just fill it. So that way, at least to like this part, it's literally like down here in the tin. It's so far down, which is so weird. Yeah, it sucks because I think I've only used it a couple times because of that. It's just because I don't like sticking my brush aimlessly hoping for the best. You know what I mean? It sucks because it's a really cute concept and I really like the packaging on the outside, but the inside, they just really screwed it up. Like, it's not good. Okay, next. This is going to be an unpopular opinion, I think, but I just don't like Ofra's new packaging. I don't like it. I liked the old packaging better. I know people love these new like white highlighters with the cube and all of that stuff. I liked the old stuff. I don't know why. There's nothing inherently like wrong with the new package. Now you get like a mirror, and I know people like this better. I just liked the like see-through packaging. I don't know why. I just like see-through packaging in general. I think that might be why. Because like the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, I love that with the see-through packaging. I love it. I do. I felt like this is just weird. I don't love their new emblem with the Ofra. I don't love that they're super white because they're literally both so dirty. And I also just felt like there was a charm to the kind of more ratchet packaging that they switched from. There was something cute about that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these. I buy them still, so I guess I like them enough, but it's just not my cup of tea. Personally, as a style choice, I would have kept the old packaging. I liked the old packaging better. All right, now we're talking about the Flower Beauty Miracle Glow Satin Finish Powder. This is the front. Okay. This thing is huge, and I knew it was huge when I bought it. Like, I'd seen pictures of the outer packaging and I knew it was this kind of like weird shape, and it was very large and very bulky, and I decided I didn't care because I actually don't mind bulkier packaging when it's like this. Eyeshadow palettes we're about to talk about, I mind, but when it's like a powder, my powder drawer isn't like overflowing. I can afford the luxury of having the room for like a bulkier powder. Like, that's fine. My problem came when I opened the freaking powder, and the shape of the powder had nothing to do with the outside shape. It's also really hard to open. You have to like wiggle it off. It's literally just a normal setting powder thing. All they did was taking a normal amount of setting powder, a normal shape for a setting powder, and plopped it into a weird shape to be different. Why? If you're gonna have the outer packaging be this huge, crazy, weird thing, why would you not have the inner packaging be this like weird horseshoe? I don't know what shape this is. Be like this weird shape. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you just stick a circle in there? Why wouldn't you use up all of this space? Because now it just feels stupid. Now when I open it, I'm like, this is so dumb. They could have just made this a circle and it been the same exact thing, but they wanted to be cool on the outside, I guess. So I don't like that for that reason. I think that's so dumb. It's also so hard to open and it's so messy. Like, oh my God. I would recommend the powder on the inside because I actually love the satin finish powder. I think it's beautiful for my under eyes, but like the outer packaging is just so pointless to me. Like, it makes no sense. I debated if I was going to talk about the Anastasia carpet packaging, and I decided I was going to. The carpet packaging, it doesn't bother me too bad. It doesn't like upset me texturally, really. I know it does for some people. It doesn't do that. My problem comes when I put them all next to each other in my drawer and then I cannot get them out because they are sticking together, because they're all carpeted and they're all carpeting together, so I can't get them out of my drawer without having to like put in excessive amounts of force. I just think it would have been cool for like the modern Renaissance and then change it up, you know what I mean? Because now when you have all of them next to each other, they literally, it's like you have to just like tap it out until it comes out. It's such a pain in the ass to get out. It's so annoying. So that's why I'm talking about this. This is brief because this doesn't bother me that much, but like, it's so annoying. Okay. Next, Natasha Denona Sunset Palette. Hello, sweetheart. This is all I have to say about this. For 129 doll hairs, you're telling me to my face that you couldn't put the shade names on the palette. You're telling me you had to attach this weird piece of paper. Morphe does this. Morphe, one of the cheapest makeup brands, pulls this, except they don't attach it. They let you take it out so it's not constantly inconveniencing you. $129 and you can't put the freaking shade names? Sis, Natasha, what are you doing? It's still a beautiful palette. I actually love the gold exterior and I love the way the shades are set up on the inside. Like, I think it's really pretty. This freaking thing though, it gets me every time. And it's in all of her palettes. People have talked about it in so many times and it's still in like all of her palettes except the newest ones. So, okay, next. This is the Kat Von D Saint Center palette. Oof. All right, first of all, this is petty, but I don't like that there's only one way to close this palette. I don't know why that bothers me so much, but the fact that I have to close this door before I can close this door because of this emblem just annoys me a little. I wish it was split perfectly in two so I could close like this one first and then this one, but it's not. That's a little thing. The second thing is like, geez, is this so annoying to store? It's beautiful. Like, it really is. It's so pretty. I'm no longer a Kat Von D supporter. You know, inside, it's like, okay, it kills me that they didn't try to squeeze some cool shaped eyeshadows into these crevices because I see the blank space and I'm like, I hate that. I didn't love that part. But just the packaging itself is so uncomfortable to try and store. I have two drawers. These two bottom drawers are my palette drawers, and I store everything in there, and the bottom one is for my bigger ones and the top one is for like small and medium. This goes in the bottom drawer and it just sticks out like a sore thumb. You can't store it in any way that is appropriate, which I find to be super duper duper annoying. So I just think this is annoying. Finally, we have our good friend Morphe. I know these are private labeled, so that's why this is what it is. This is the 35O palette. These all look the exact same. All of them. I have 4 of these like plastic palettes, and then I have a couple other ones that are like the special palettes. I had to ratchetly, I'm sure you could do this in a cuter way and like make them stick out, but I had to like ratchetly put like 35O, 3502, 35P, like I had to write it on this like ratchet piece of paper and tape it onto it because you just can't tell them apart. Like, I don't really mind that it's cheap packaging. I don't really mind there's no mirror. I don't really mind about any of that, but I just hate the fact that they're all identical. There's no, even if Morphe on the top could put like 35O or like down here it'd be like 35O, 3502, so I didn't have to DIY this, I would have appreciated that. I know they have it on the back here, but who has their palettes like this stored so you can just see the back? Like, nobody does that. I don't know. It's only used for 12 months. I've had this definitely for 12 months. Yikes. And I know I want to get the newer one, the like Boss Mood palette, and I think I'm going to, And I know it's gonna look like this, and I know I'm gonna have to ratchetly make it a name tag too, because apparently they need name tags. So that is that. All right, friends, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, or just like, or just subscribe, or do neither. I'm honestly just so happy you're watching me. Thank you for being here. I love that. Happy Monday. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. I have a lot of like fun videos planned for Thanksgiving. We're gonna do like a Black Friday sale recommendations on Wednesday. It's gonna be a whole thing. I'm really excited. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!